Alright, we have two more games for this video against two more random opponents. Both were sitting first. 4-6 suited is a hand I like to use as a bluff for my limp raising range. Plays well. We're not really dominated too often by our opponent's calling range. We can represent high cards all the time, so fairly simple concept. 8-6 offsuit is an obvious value bet on the flop here. I think I will value bet my ace high here. Hope you get called down by a king. This is an interesting spot. I'm going to flat here to kind of reduce the variance. Like if we raise and get it in, we're really not doing that well against the value range. So I'm going to flat and hope to see a good turn card. Here, the way he checks, I think we can go for value. I don't think we can get two streets from better hands, so I'm going to check back and get value on the river. Yeah, get value from an 8. This looks to me like a Jack-8 type hand, possibly 7-6. The only hand I'm afraid of is 8-7, I guess, and there's not too many combinations of that. Queen, king with the spades. You can either check here, check call, or just bet yourself. I'm going to go for the lower variance approach and just check call. With my gutter here and no showdown value, I will bet, and I'm definitely going to bet this river. Spades comes in, 5-6 comes in, 9 high is never going to be good at showdown, so it's a fairly standard river bet. Especially with the spade, again, it limits the amount of flush combos you can have. Check back my 3x here. Call the turn if he decides to bet. Backdoor clubs and straight draws with no showdown value. I am c-betting that flop. It's a very easy call on the turn here. I think this is closer because he just lost that last pot. But with him not even being aggressive, being very passive with a 10 high, not even trying to bluff, I think I'm going to fold this. We have better hands to call. See how he reacts to a limp with my 5-3 offsuit. I will, I think I'll check back here and then delay turn c-bet if he checks to me. Just fold when he raises. Check back my 3x. I like to get to showdown. Call street with my backdoor clubs, king high, and straight draws. Oops, that was not, I did not mean to do that. That was a misclick. I was going to check call again. Now I'm in a really awkward spot because I'm never in this spot except when I misclick. I'll check call, I believe. Call with my ace queen. With the ace of diamonds, I think you can see back here and continue on a lot of diamonds. But on that flop, I'll have so many bluffing hands that I think you can just check back here. This is a flop. Against some people, I'll check because this hits their range harder. But against this guy, he didn't even show any tendency to be aggressive with his weak hands. So I'll just look to get value because I don't think there's much value from checking and letting him bluff. And this is an easy shove. Expect to see a lot of jack highs, or sorry, pairs of jacks. Occasionally pocket threes, jack nine, but like jack king, jack 10 a lot. And unfortunately, we lose. Happens. Decline. I kind of want to turn my twos into a bluff here. Yeah, I think I will. He checked very quickly, like it looked like he was auto folding, so this flop actually hits an auto folding range kind of hard. I'll just look to get to a showdown with my king high. So talking about that last hand with the jacks, a note that I could take would be in 3-bet pots, if he calls a c-bet in position, that's a much weaker range since he's raising the flop with his with the top of his range. So you can really attack that with your bluffs on turns and rivers. This is standard c-bet. I think king high flops, as you get shallower, king high flops are good to attack in the pots because as you do get shallower, opponents tend to raise with their king highs. And obviously ace high flops are good to attack as well. Not just because you get a lot of fold equity, but even if your opponent has a bottom pair or middle pair on the flop on an ace high flop, I'll go for value here. They're not going to be able to check raise, so you're able to see turns and rivers almost all the time, which allows you to realize all your equity, which is very important. Not getting check raised on flops allows you to realize all your equity, and that is a very important concept in this game. 3-5 suited here is a definite bet. I would continue on hearts and sixes and twos. This is a hand that I like to raise. So this is actually a very good example. A tougher opponent will realize he can't really check raise and be believable. So when I bet, even if he has a 4x or a 3x, check call, I have backdoor hearts and I have 2 overcards, which against the 4x, I assume I have 6, like 40% equity most likely. And that allows me to see all that equity on turns and rivers, because if I was check raised, I would most likely have to fold and not realize all that equity. So, yeah. Again, you'd have to probably widen your flop c-betting value range as well, just to account for all the bluffs in your range. So, like my good 4x, I'd probably be value betting as well. I'll go for a check call with my 3 here. Let's see what he had. Ace high. With my diamond here, I think you can check back. I like to check back like my worst kicker pairs in all instances just for some balancing. But like on turns and rivers, I'll never be able to get value from a 3x here, so I think I'll just go for value and protection on the flop here. When he calls, it's kind of weird. On this river, I think, I mean, it's exploitable to fold here, but like what he'd have to be calling here with like a queen jack or queen jack looking to bluff river after I call a turn, because like he's going to have some ace high hands that hit now also, so it's just, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be good nearly enough in that case. Yeah, so we've won 17 of 21 hands dealt. So I don't mind playing these smaller pots and winning 70% of the time. I don't think we've actually hit a hand anyway, so 4-7 offsuit is a hand that I could raise. And again, it's just a lower suited hand. Sorry, not suited, lower playable hand. That balances out my value range. And we get unlucky. A note that I would take would be 3x calls shove with queen jack offsuit. So this is an opponent that I would be limping all my ace x hands and shoving over his 3x definitely. 7-5 is a hand. Yeah, I think I'll raise here. Definite c-bet. Definite shove. And we unfortunately go up against ace-queen, so nothing we can do about that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed watching me lose all 4 of my games. If you have any questions, please leave them, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.